Hi all, this is Solo, and I am bringing you a bit of a different video this time. So, if you watch my channel, this is a benchmarking channel, and there's been some issues with my MSI Afterburner performance, basically on the GPU side of the monitoring. Some of the sensors are not picking up properly on the latest driver update. But that is an issue, right? And they have now released a hotfix, which you cannot get from the main driver page. No, that's right. You won't get the main drivers from the driver ready experience. You have to go into the GeForce support page to get this. But don't worry, I've already found this, and I will be delivering this to you in the video link description below. So what did that do? If you looked at my channel, you'll see that the GPU temperature is stuck at like 21 degrees. After I put it in sleep mode and you come out of it, it actually bricks MSI's sensor and software on MSI, and you actually have to restart your entire system to do it. I put some videos up lately, and they have come out as I didn't notice till after I posted it up there because I didn't know about this bug till after I posted the performance video, that some of the actual results are just frozen. If you look at the sensors, they're just frozen. So this fixes that, and this also fixes a lot of other bugs. Why do you want to download this? You can download this because it actually fixes some of the bugs in the latest driver version from the actual Nvidia main app. So as you see on the Nvidia main app, I have downloaded 5.76.15. The latest is 5.76.02. This, like I said, this drive you cannot get unless you go on the support page. What does this fix? Okay, so this fix on the actual main page when you download it, actually says a differing or banding of some games on the Nvidia 50 series GPU. I have a 5080, so this is all for me. Fortnite, random crashes during gameplay. Game stability issues when playing games in DLS frame generation plus G-Sync. Inzoi, if you seen my video on Inzoi, actually had really bad performance. Crashes, game crashes, and error GPU crashes or D3D device removed. This is a bug that's now been fixed. I've had crashes many times on Inzoi, and yeah, it's now been fixed. Microstarters may be observed when forcing VSync through NVIDIA's control panel. So you get microstarters if you try and force VSync. This is now being fixed. This is what's fixed. Monster Hunter Wilds crashes after attempting quests with DLS frame generation enabled. That has been fixed. Overwatch 2 stuttering when using VSync. That has now been fixed. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 crashing when using smooth motion. That has been fixed. Hellblade 2 increasing and aliasing when using TSR. That has now been fixed. I've had this error myself. The first Berserker Kazan. You get the DXX error device removed crash, and it just bricks, and basically you get a black screen. It just crashes your game. Now it's now been fixed. The Last of Us Part 1 crash when using smooth motion. That has now been fixed. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection artifacts on screen when collecting treasure. That has now been fixed. VSync in Nvidia's control panel plus frame generation cause issues in DLSS 4 games. That has now been fixed. So if you use frame generation, and if you've seen my videos on frame generation when I enable it in my performance, it always has funky results. It's never proper frame generation, and it always seems to just bug out or either crash my system, or just make it like the results unstable or not valid results, right? Because it just doesn't do anything sometimes when you even enable it. It just bricks it. So that has now been fixed when VSync is enabled. In general, we have a monitor here. This Asaurus monitor. Primary monitor goes blank when hot plug detects or power cycles in daisy chain. That is now being fixed. Black screen issues when testing 3D Mark with driver 572.02 and 572.16. DaVinci Resolve, this is what I use as well, if anyone else uses it. UI overlay in Fusion page not displaying correctly. That has been fixed. Display show blank screen on refresh rates from 165 to 200 Hz. In daisy chain is enabled. That has been fixed. GeForce RTX 50 series crash with black screen when playing graphically demanding games. That has been fixed. GeForce 50 series display may show black screen when selecting DLL-DSR resolution. That has now been fixed. GeForce 50 series PCs with one DisplayPort 2.1 monitor and one DisplayPort 1.4 monitor connected may bug check when playing back copy protected videos. That has now been fixed. GTX 50 series, slightly higher DPC latency may now be observed through some system configurations that have now been fixed. GeForce RTX 50 series. I think this is the stuff that's all been fixed. Yes, it has in general. Yes, yeah, okay. 50 series, blank screens when running 2.1 port of HDR. This is the new 5K monitor, just got released. Octabench performance regression. PC display will not wake up after extended sleep times. I think that's now been fixed. Primary display showing blank after hot plug and display daisy chain. Second display showing blank, applying higher refresh rates for second display when display connected to a daisy chain. WGF11, compute shaders, errors, and Windows 11 inside the build. Right. So that's the stuff you get fixed through the actual driver ready on the actual when you download it, and it tells you. This is the stuff that's actually been hot fixed. So the stuff that's been hot fixed, this is actually really important to me, and it might be important to you guys as well. Like I said, the game ready driver is 576.02. That is the one you can download from the Nvidia app. At the minute, you have to go onto this link. It will take you to the Nvidia support page, and then you can download this one right here, 576.15. So what's the hotfixes addressed? 50 series, some games now display shadow flickering corruption after update, which is the latest update. So it actually bricks some games when you download the latest update. Luminum 2024 crashes on 50 series graphics cards when entering render mode. Okay, this is obviously hotfixed. GPU monitoring utilities may stop reporting GPU temperatures. This is the one I was talking about at the start of the video. This one right here. So if you have MSI Afterburner, you will not get temperatures correctly on your display when you're on displaying games. It will just crash. If you put your PC in sleep mode, or goes into some sort of sleep mode after so long, and you go back on it, you will have to completely restart your PC unless you download this hotfix version. Now, it actually, I will show you in a minute, but it actually works all the time now, which is really, really good, right? 50 series, some games may crash when compiling shaders after the latest update. So the latest update, which you download off this driver, off the Nvidia app, will actually brick your 50 series card if you have some games that are just not compatible. 50 series netbooks, this is for laptop users. Resume from modern standby can result in black screens. Steam VR may display random VSync microstutters when using multiple displays. This is for the 50 series cards. 50 series cards, lower idle GPU clocks after updating to the latest driver. So that is all the hotfixes that has been done. This came out, 2-3 days ago. I will leave a link for this page. You go down to this page, you see here. See this bit here? It says click here to download the hotfix driver 576.15. Click on it. It will then take you to your downloads folder. You download the game, download the hotfix, sorry. It will come up here, double click on that, and it will update your drivers to the latest 576.15 hotfix. This is more, it will help everyone who has issues with their drivers, but it will definitely help the 50 series people like me who have major issues in games, just completely bugging out, crashing. If you're trying to record anything like through MSI, through if it's like, temperature, FPS, all that sort of stuff, I was noticing that my 1% FPS lows were also quite irregular, and sometimes they would just drop to like 1 because I'd have so many micro stutters. This actually prevents some of that as well. I'm definitely getting higher 1% lows now because of the driver update. My 1% lows were all over the place, and that was because of the micro stutters, because of the drivers through Nvidia. So what do they say on their support page? They say a GeForce driver is incredibly complex piece of software. We have an army of software engineers constantly adding features and fixing bugs. These changes are checked into the main driver branches, which are eventually run through a massive Q&A process and released. Since we have so many changes being checked in, we usually try to align a driver release time with a significant game or product release. The process has served us pretty well over the years, but it has one significant weakness. Sometimes a change that is important to many users might end up sitting and waiting until we are ready to release the driver. The GeForce Hotfix driver is our way to trying to get some of these fixes out for you more quickly. Where are we? More quickly. These drivers are basically the same as the previous released versions with a small number of additional targeted fixes. The fixes make it in are based in part of our feedback in the driver feedback threads and forums, and partly on how realistic it is for us to quickly address them. These fixes and many more will be incorporated into the next official driver release, at which time the hotfix driver will be taken down. Be sure these hotfix drivers are beta, optional, and provide as is. They are run through a much Q&A process. The sole reason they exist is to get fixes out to you more quickly. The safest option is to wait for the next certified driver, but we know many of you are willing to try these out as a result, so we provide Nvidia hotfix drivers through our customer care support site. And that is what this site is, a customer care support site, or Nvidia support. So in the video description there will be this this link for this link here, and you go down, you go over to this bit here and click on this link, download the link, double click on the download, and it will update your drivers to the beta or 576.15 hotfix drivers. If you have a 50 series cards, this is a no-brainer for you. You must download this. This will help you, not in just, even if you don't use MSI and record stuff like FPS and stuff like that, even if you don't do that, this will fix some of the game bugs and crashes. Like I said at the start of the video, all these different bugs and crashes from Monster Hunter Wilds, Inzo, Fortnite, the first Berserker. There's also other games that are not being mentioned here. These are just the main ones, but these these help you with the 50 series cards especially. It just helps you out, and you don't get as many bugs, crashes, and it's a more smooth experience for you guys to then run your games, right? Especially if you're running stuff like Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the remastered one, or the new Expedition 33. I have noticed I've just done a couple of videos on my channel, and these are before the hot fixes. I've now gone in to use a hotfix and done it again. Performance is very similar, but I am getting a lot less 1% load micro stutters. So even though the performance is still valid on my channel in terms of actual FPS, the 1% lows are significantly higher now because of the micro stutters have been lowered. Even though I was getting a similar 1% lows, because the micro stutter doesn't drop it instantly, because once you get a micro stutter, if you're on 50 FPS and get a micro stutter, that can drop you all the way down to like 10 FPS, right? And that's not actually 10 FPS, that's still 50 FPS. It's just because I had that 1 second micro stutter, and it's basically lowered my 1% lows all the way down to like nothing. So it makes the 1% lows invalid at that point, which is really, really annoying. But this hotfix actually helps that and keeps them 1% lows at a natural high, which is really good. But like I said, the actual FPS performance is roughly around the same anyway. So my videos are still valid on the average FPS, but the 1% FPS lows are actually significantly higher now because of this game driver. Like I said, if you go on my other channel, if you go on my videos on this channel, you'll see the benchmarks performance. If you see the 1% lows drop to like from like 50 down to like 1, that's a micro stutter, right? That's not normally meant to happen. Eventually, when they release an official driver update, not just a hotfix, hopefully all these micro stutters will be sort of cut out, and we will get some decent 1% lows. But at the minute, when I'm trying to do my benchmarking on my games, we are now struggling to get them 1% lows because of all the micro stutters. Like I said, this hotfix is a definite plus for anyone who's got a 50 series graphics card or just any graphics cards, because it does cut out some of the micro stutters and just makes more games compatible with more Nvidia drivers, right? Nvidia GPUs. So yeah, if you want the latest driver, it'll be in the video description below. I hope this helped, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.